hear from your past is a gift. Now, in the last video, I kind of veered off the main topic I was going towards. And that was to talk about the fact that my mum was my rock. In the sense that when I was growing up, she believed in me so strongly that she was constantly saying to me that I could be whatever I wanted to be. It was my choice, always. You know, whatever I had in my mind that I wanted to do, I could do that. She always said that to me. Two things. One was that I could be whatever I wanted to be in my life. And the second one was that books are your best friend. And I think with that one was because books give you knowledge. Books teach you. So both beautiful little gems of wisdom that you can take with you today. But what I wanted to say was that if you, in your life, if you don't have an adult that supports you because they're too scared of the mistakes, this is where that topic went then, I will be your rock. I can be your rock. It doesn't have to be the adults around you. All it takes for you to do what you want to do is to believe in yourself that you can. That's all it takes. No matter what the people around you are telling you, if you believe strongly enough within yourself that you've got what it takes, that you've got it, it's in you. And you know what? A lot of the times it's not to do with how great you are at it. Many times people become good at it through practice. You know, the best surgeons, they've done many operations. And with that, nothing beats experience. Nothing will ever beat experience, no matter how much knowledge, no matter how smart you are in your head. Once you've done something enough times, you've made enough mistakes, you will be brilliant at it. But you've got to get through that, making the mistakes, make the choice. This is what you want to do. And it doesn't matter how many times I have to practice doing it. You say to yourself, it doesn't matter how many times, like me with that beautiful piece. If it takes 1,000 goes, if it takes 10,000, the best tennis players in the world, they're not good because they didn't practice. They're good because they've spent thousands and thousands of hours practicing over and over and over. So they've dedicated that time. They've dedicated themselves to that. And that's how they get good. So I say to you today, if you have something in your heart that you really want to do, then steer towards it. Like a rock, just steer towards it. Don't let anyone get in your way. It doesn't matter what the naysayers have to say about it. All those that pick on you, all those that, you know, that bully you. It doesn't matter what any of them have to say or what they do. It's your mind. You're up here. No one else is up here but you. So if you have in your head that you want to do something, there's something that you need to do, there's something you need to be, then be that. Do that. Follow that. Because there's a reason in your heart that you want this. There's a reason for it. Because it's who you are. So you need to follow that with all your heart. Don't let anything get in your way. Don't let others. They can't get in here unless you let them. And this is something I really want you to take on board today. Really take it to heart in your head. You are all those things that they say about you because you believe they are. You believe it. You believe that that's what you are. That's who you are. You believe that you're not good enough in some way because they point the finger at you. You know, my little one came home from preschool. She's 5. And she says to me one day, "Oh, Mum, the kids say I'm weird." And I was like, great. You know, she kind of looked at me like saying that was a bad thing. You know, kids say I'm weird, and she looked sad. But I said, great. I said, I don't want a kid that's normal. You know, I said, there's no one normal in this house. I said, your mother's not normal. I said, your father's not normal. Your grandmother's definitely not normal. I said, we're all weird in this house. I said, so even the dog's weird, you know? So I'm not expecting you to be normal. I said, weird is good, and I taught her over the weeks to embrace that word. Because it's not so much that someone's told her, oh, she's weird, because you can tell someone, oh, you're weird, like it's a cool thing, like you're weird cool, but it's all in the tone of how this child has said it to her. They said she's weird, but in a down tone, like weird is not a good thing, And I said to her, in the weeks that followed, she's only 5, I don't know how much she's going to take in, but I said to her, I don't want you to be the same as anyone else. I don't want you to be. I want you to be who you are. You're my daughter, I said to her, and I've never followed anyone else, I said to her. That's just me. So I'm not expecting you to either, And I say the same to all of you out there. For me, I was lucky that I already had in my head that other children had nothing to teach me. I already had it in my head when I went to school, and I don't know why. Only adults had anything to teach me, especially the teachers, because they were full of knowledge in my head. They knew everything. So I was always looking to them. I didn't care what the kids were saying or what they were doing. And so what happens too is, and I want you to think of this today, when you have that attitude and something happens, it's like you have this magical bubble suddenly around you, and nothing touches you. I don't know what it is, but many years later, I found out that a lot of my cousins were being bullied at school, and a lot of my relatives. And I thought, because we were all immigrants in Australia, but I didn't know what that was. I've never once, experienced that. I didn't know what that was. And funny enough, at school, I think I was one of the few kids, now that I think back on it, that wasn't blonde, or that wasn't very fair, because I had olive skin. In the summertime especially, I used to spend all my summer out in the sun reading books. So, all these things. I think something happens to you when you have such a strong belief of who you are, that the seas just part, and nothing gets in your way. It's like it's not there. All of a sudden, it's not there anymore, because you're not focusing on that anymore. So it doesn't matter whether they say it or they don't say it. If you think that it's not important, that it's not relevant to you, that it doesn't mean anything to you, then it doesn't. It won't. But you have to decide that today, that you are good enough, just as you are. You're good enough. And it starts from there. You don't have to be the same as anyone else. I will say this so many times. Please, be weird, be different. Be strange, all those words. Be unique, be something that's not the same as everyone else. Stop worrying about fitting in. What is that anyway? What is this fitting in thing? Nothing great comes from fitting in. We're just regurgitating the same stuff if we're just fitting in, because we're just following everyone else's ideas, what everyone else has already done. We can't come up with anything new if you don't allow yourself to be different, to be who you really are. Please. So today I want you to think of what it is that you really, really want to do or be. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's a sexual thing, whether if it's a sexual preference, or it doesn't matter what it is that makes you different or feel different inside from the others. Please. Because I've had students that have gone that way as well, and when I look at them, I see that spirit, that beautiful little soul that used to come to my lessons. And they look so conflicted now, like they've been picked on so much and bullied so much, and it's just like this huge load has been put on their shoulders from the world, because the world doesn't understand what they're going through. And you know what? They don't need to. Everyone else doesn't need to know what you're going through. They don't need to accept you. Only you do. Once you accept yourself and you understand that you are good enough as you are, you're a human being. Nothing else matters. There's a soul in you like there is in me. There's a spirit. Embrace that. Don't let others squash that just because, they don't have. They're lost. That's all it is. They're lost on their way. They don't know which way to go. They're too busy following the herd. They're too scared to step out, to be who they really are. So they pick on those that do try to be different. They're too scared because they don't want to get picked on. It goes around and round, doesn't it? All right. But today, please, that's my message for today. Be weird. Be strange. Be you. Lots of love to you guys today. I hope you're feeling it because, you know, it hurts me when I see others that are in pain because they take on what others have said to them, and it doesn't have to be that way. You know, you're in command of what's going on up here. You're the boss of what's in your head. This is yours. You don't have to let that in if it doesn't make you feel happy about who you are. You don't have to. Choose today to just leave it out there, leave it on the doorstep. You know, this is your home here, and this is a sacred place. What goes on in here is a sacred place. If it doesn't serve you, if it makes you feel bad, leave it on the leave it outside. Leave it on the doorstep. Don't take it in. Let them deal with their issues, you know, that's their problem. Okay. Remember to click like and subscribe below. Wow, this has gone really long. All right, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.